Welcome to CTV News, your Canada. It is Wednesday, March 11th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
Willie did not see his shadow. We will have an early spring.
Canada's most well-known weather-predicting groundhog has died.
Unfortunately, it is a sad day here in Wiarton, in the town of South Bruce Peninsula, where our beloved groundhog passed away peacefully overnight.
As his caretakers arrived to feed him this morning, they found Willie unresponsive in his burrow. It was a surprise because a little over a month ago, he delighted crowds with his prediction of an early spring. That's actually what this Willie has predicted every Groundhog Day since taking over prediction duties in 2023.
Very much a national icon and by far the town's best-known resident.
Groundhogs usually only live 3 to 5 years in the wild, and albino groundhogs, less than that. Wiarton has had 3 different groundhogs perform Groundhog Day duties since 2017, but before that, they had the same Willie for 13 years in a row. Wiarton hopes that's the kind of groundhog they find next, although it will be hard to find, as albino groundhogs are born 1 in every 10,000 in North America.
Albino groundhogs are, as you say, not very common. I'm sure the town is working on that. I don't have any details about that, but I'm sure we look forward to what they will come up with, and I'm sure 2027 Groundhog Day will still be a fabulous and exciting event.
We've made it public. We will be looking to get another albino groundhog. And if there's anybody out there that has any leads, please contact us here at the town. We'd love to hear from you.
But for today, Wiarton and area is in mourning as they say goodbye to the town's most well-known rodent resident.
Willie has always been really well cared for and brings so much joy to residents and visitors alike. And while we're sad to say goodbye, we will be looking for a new weather prognosticator to continue this beloved tradition for years to come.
In Wiarton, Scott Miller, CTV News.
He's been cycling his whole life and enjoys recording some of his commutes. In Dirtbreed, Kong has ridden close to half of the city.
Calgary has about 8,500 plus where you can take your bike. And this is all set in stone with the OpenStreetMap, and the Wanderer app is linked to that.
Kong is one of the members of the Calgary Wanderers who stay off highways and freeways, but concentrate on community roads and pathways.
That's not about the exercise. I think it's a lifestyle. You know, I highly encourage everybody, to bike. It just brings, me to myself when I bike.
David Schomber has the highest percentage of the city covered on 2 wheels. He was up to 93%, but because the city's always expanding, he dropped down a point. Now he wants to make that up.
I feel good. I'm healthy. I'm 73 years of age, and I can still do 100K on a good day. Not as many days anymore like that, but I think it's just the health aspect.
John Fransky has ridden every day since Christmas Day 2022 and enjoys the challenge of covering every Calgary road and pathway.
I was a Pac-Man guy as a kid, right? And literally when you're riding around with your phone in the hand, chasing the red new roads to ride, it literally is like playing Pac-Man. I have found myself going wah, 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 wah a couple of times, and I do have a chuckle.
Ron McMahon says the group doesn't ever ride together because they're all at different stages of their journey.
We get together once or twice a year just on a social basis and have a few brews and just talk and share what we're doing with our riding, celebrate our achievements, our accomplishments and our advancements, and talk about things that we see or do.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Born at 6 feet 4 inches, the latest addition at the Toronto Zoo is already turning heads.
She's curious, she's sassy, she's independent. She actually has wandered off a little bit and really became incredibly comfortable in the space quite quickly.
After a 15-month-long pregnancy, Mustari, the Maasai giraffe, gave birth to a female calf February 22nd, standing up just 30 minutes after entering the world.
4 of our team went in, did a quick checkup on baby. Mom was okay-ish with it, and then we got them back together as quick as possible.
The birth especially poignant with the unexpected passing of Kiko, Mustari's partner, a few months ago. Still needing a name, zoo staff worked with the Kenyan consulate on choosing 5 options, each paying respect to its East African heritage.
We have Binti, which means daughter, and that kind of recognizes Kiko, her dad. Imara, which means strong, firm, resilient. Nyota, which means star. Nima, which means grace, and Sana, which means beauty or art.
The zoo is asking for the public's input on what name suits the new addition with a contest on their website.
All of these, I think, really testaments to the majesty of giraffes, the reverence we have for them, and I'm just excited to see what our community chooses.
The contest is open until March 22nd.
The giraffe enclosure will open to zoo members on Wednesday and Thursday this week and to the public on Friday, just in time for March break. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
We have the 30 apps displayed here.
From Tinder to Grindr, Bumble to Badoo, dating apps have taken the world of online romance by storm.
It's literally something that millions of Canadians are using.
But as users swipe to find their soulmate, sneaky link, or something in between, many are missing out on a main component: safety.
People were going online and using these different apps without necessarily a full understanding of the type of safety features that should be there or that they needed to be there.
So Diana Perry and her team of researchers at the University of Waterloo decided to map it out.
The safety map is a collection of 30 different apps that we were able to explore and walk through at the user level and then understand the different safety features that are involved in each app.
Navigating the site is simple. Users can scan through the different apps to see their descriptions and safety features.
And then if we go up to the top here and we click on Compare Apps, that's where we can get into the comparison tool.
The tool compares several apps side by side, so users can find their perfect match.
So it really caters to people regardless of their experience and regardless of the features that they like or they don't like.
The team hopes to also help reduce harm online, from unwanted pictures to mean comments and even cases of harassment.
We're hoping that by raising awareness and by getting people using it maybe before they get started on the apps and while they're using the apps, that they can keep themselves more safe.
The tool is designed for people of all ages, ethnicities, and sexual orientations. Ensuring safety is only a swipe away.
It's not necessarily even about finding the safest app. It's about finding the app that's the best fit for you.
Alexandra Holyk, CTV News, Waterloo.
Considered one of the oldest pubs in Montreal, the Peel Pub first opened in 1962 and was always busy until the pandemic hit. In June 2025, the Peel Pub filed for bankruptcy. Now, a new crew of UK expats who ran pubs including the Irish Embassy and Maclean's is taking over, including Tony Fuchs.
We're from England, Ireland, Scotland. We're beer people, it's in our blood.
Beer people who take quality seriously. Paul Quinn shows off their first renovation, a shiny new beer room in the pub.
We've installed all new state-of-the-art draft beer lines, so we'll have the best beer in the city of Montreal. We'll be serving the perfect pints.
The Peel Pub has always been a place for sports fans to gather. Joey Robb says they want to grow that niche.
International football, different things for the hockey events, stuff like that. We want to be known for this, for a group, supporters groups to come in and feel welcome and feel part of a club.
Plus comedy nights, quiz contests, and pub grub on the menu. The new Peel Pub partners are confident they can bring back the crowds.
It's the best known pub downtown, and it's a tradition, really. We wanted to keep that tradition going, but make it not your grandfather's Peel Pub, more like Peel Pub 2026.
The plan is to open in time for St. Patrick's Day, with a little luck of the Irish and the Scottish and the British partners. Christine Long, CTV News.
That was good.
Layer by layer, a robotic printer puts down cement, forming the walls of what could one day be someone's home. This form of construction using 3D printing was the focus of a conference at the University of Windsor Monday, bringing together engineers, researchers, and builders.
There's no accident or injury involved because nobody working there. There's a lot of flexibility in terms of architectural benefit. You can print any shape, anything.
Not to mention, according to proponents, it can build structures faster and at a comparable cost. So with all of those benefits, why isn't this the new standard?
Canada is a little bit slow to adopt, right? So regulatory is the biggest problem.
Lee Newman is the CEO of Artec, the contractor for a 3-story student housing building going up at the University of Windsor. He says one of the biggest barriers to wider adoption is the lack of building codes for 3D printed construction, and he estimates it will take about a decade for governments to catch up.
Part of the benefit we have in Canada, leading the way with this technology is to really put Canada on the map for what can be done following regulatory compliance and code.
But building codes are not the only hurdle. Experts say the way housing is approved and built in Canadian cities can also slow the pace of change. According to the World Bank, Canada ranks second to last out of 35 countries for how long it takes to get approval for construction projects.
Tied to that is a question about the way in which culture changes and the sort of level of acceptance of change of different kinds of builds.
And until that change comes, some researchers say Canada will fall behind other countries where 3D printed housing is already being built at a much larger scale.
We don't use much in Canada, unfortunately, but if you go to US, they're printing the whole community.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
The drama program at the U of S is celebrating 80 years. It's the first degree-granting theatre program in Canada and the entire British Commonwealth.
We were the first to sort of legitimize what it means to study theatre and performance and dramatic arts.
The program started in 1946. One of the first spaces used by students was actually an airplane hangar on campus.
Across Canada, there's lots of different theatre programs, but to think about that here in the prairies, we were the very first. That's huge.
That first production at Greystone Theatre opened in March of that year, featuring Frances Hyland, often called the First Lady of Canadian Theatre. The program has also produced well-known alumni like Kim Coates from the TV show Sons of Anarchy and Eric Peterson from Corner Gas. Many others have gone on to work in the industry.
The university is very, very important and integral and well connected to Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan, to Persephone Theatre, to 25th.
Brandon, now head of Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan, is also an alumnus of the program. He says anywhere from 2 to 20 students graduate here a year. The small class sizes help build connections that last well beyond graduation.
As a director, I've cast former students, but now they're my colleagues.
So to honor that big milestone, the next round of performances will showcase some of the talent that has gone through these doors.
And they put out a call for brand new plays, one-act plays by alumni. 5 former students have written original plays.
So as they mark 8 decades of theatre, they're also shedding light on accomplishments of those past and present who've been part of the program.
One wouldn't think that arts and culture would have started here 80 years ago.
And with a new generation of actors, writers, and directors coming through the program, the next act for drama at the University of Saskatchewan is already underway. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Slurping noodles is a welcome sound on Quinpool Road in Halifax.
Oodles of Noodles has been going now for 3 years. It just keeps getting bigger and better, and every year we have more restaurants participating. This year we are doing Oodles of Noodles from March 11th to the 17th. And we have 11 participating restaurants on the street doing just about every kind of noodle you can think of.
Morris East owner Jenny Dobbs cooked up the savory celebration 3 years ago, and customers keep coming back.
I thought Quinpool Road has such a wonderful array of restaurants that offer some of the best noodle dishes in the city, and it was an event that we could all participate in and showcase some of our best dishes.
One many businesses on Quinpool jumped on because the noodle is versatile.
We wanted to celebrate all the different cultural restaurants we have on the street, so we tried to come up with a type of dish that was easy and not very expensive.
People have the ability to walk to Quinpool Road and bring their families here, so it's really got great traction, and it's a really nice family event, but it's also really fun if you just live in the area and want to walk to Quinpool Road and experience everything along the road.
Each restaurant features a new or staple dish at an appetizing price.
Still in a month where people want comfort food, we didn't want to interfere with Burger Week or Dine Around, and we also wanted to try and catch the beginning of March break. it is National Noodle Month. So see, we are so chic.
So whether you're looking for Italian, Japanese, Korean, or even dessert noodles, this is a festival that's sure to delight all of your taste buds and could even introduce you to a new favorite noodle. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
After Dean Brody, Hawksley Workman, the 99s, and Brett Kissel attracted more than 15,000 people to Meridian Place in downtown Barrie, the Troubadour Summer Concert Series presented by Paul Sadler Motors returns, and the lineup does not disappoint. Dozens of people gathered at Donnelly's Irish Public House for the headliner announcement.
First up, on June 6th, taking over the Troubadour Festival stage in downtown Barrie, is the Roadhammers, and here to join us.
Pure Country 106's own Jason McCoy and the Roadhammers kicked things off on June 6th.
Last year, got to jam with our good friend Brett Kissel, and the whole festival was just off the hook. So it's a big treat to play in our hometown, great treat to play at Troubadour.
Adding to the list of headliners this year are Winnipeg-based group The Watchmen and The Bahamas, whose lead Aoife Yer Van An grew up in Barrie.
I have become such a fan of is Bahamas. I saw them a couple years ago, and just their vibe, if you've never seen them before, is so cool. And I feel like they are kind of like this sneaky hit band that you might go to the festival and you might not have heard a song of theirs, and then you leave being like the biggest fan ever.
Growing on the momentum from the Troubadour Festival being named the top 100 festival in Ontario. Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall saying last year's concert used the waterfront like it was intended.
It's what everyone's been asking for in the sense that we have this gorgeous downtown, a beautiful waterfront. We have the venue in Meridian Place, and just bringing that together and having people come together in community and listen to some amazing local artists.
The local opener showcase once again returns and will feature local musicians hyping up the crowds before the headliners and being treated like rock stars themselves. Last year, dozens of performers took the stage, most calling it a career highlight.
A bonus as well to be opening up for one of the supporting acts is, for Dean Brody, so it doesn't get much better than that.
The crowd reacting and feeding off of it definitely has a lot of impact on how much energy I put on the stage. I see some fans out with my name in the crowd. That was really fun.
This year, performers will once again be in front of judges to see who moves on to the big stage. Holly Mann, Pure Country 106 host Stan Musial, and Bounce 104.1 Steph Siddell will have their ears open listening to what Simcoe County has to offer.
We're definitely looking for passion and people that have some other acts lined up so they can add this to their roster that will look good on their CV or their resume, people that are trying to build their career.
The latest edition of Downtown Dining Week starts tomorrow with nearly 70 places to get a deal on a meal. The Edmonton Downtown Business Association hosts the event to bring exposure to more locally owned restaurants. For 12 days, participating places will offer fixed-price multi-course deals for lunch and dinner. Prices are $15 or $25 for lunch or brunch. Dinners range from $35 to $65. One local restaurant, Campio, says there are 2 reasons it wanted to sign on.
Number 1, so being involved in the downtown initiative like this is great. But number 2, our name is Campio Brewing Company. A lot of people know us for our beer, but they don't realize what a phenomenal food program that we have. So any opportunity to showcase that, we're always really excited to be a part of that.
March and April tend to be kind of just weird months because it is that shoulder season, right? And it does tend to be a little bit slower. So we do try to time it so that it's at a time where restaurants are already typically feeling a little bit slower, but now we're hopefully driving customers to their eateries.
The Business Association also says it gives people a chance to save some money on eating out. Downtown Dining Week kicks off tomorrow.
We often hear kids spend most of their time in front of screens these days, but students from dozens of high schools spent the day in front of a fishing hole instead. They were taking part in the annual Manitoba High School Ice Fishing Championship. CTV photojournalist Jamie Dowsett angled to cover the tournament for us and reeled in this story.
Yeah, so the first horn blast goes at 9:30. All the kids line up right behind me here. Not everybody makes it right for the start, but we probably had 1,000 kids there, and we coach them up a little bit.
Me and my friends, he took all the gear. You know, I'm a running back in football, so they just sent me to go sprint out with the lines. So I sprinted all the way to the corner.
You can't see anything going on. It's just
everyone running, yeah.
Kadej Beliveau, 41 total inches.
I think especially now with like screens and all those things, it's hard to get outside as often, and especially in high school, it's just so busy, and so it's nice to get outside and get to know different people from different schools.
I think it's just great to get them outside. Get them enjoying the outdoors. They live in Manitoba. They should be able to enjoy the outdoors throughout the entire year.
I've caught 2 fish. I caught a 16.5-inch walleye and a 27-inch pike.
Hanging with your friends?
Yeah.
Cool.
Fun to come spend the day out on the ice, hang out with your friends, have a good time, have a pulled pork sandwich.
Any day on the ice is better than in school. So.
Yeah, that's what our teacher said.
True.
I ran a divisional derby for a number of years for St. James, and then we decided to open up provincially, so open to anybody, any Manitoba high school, and we got about 77 here today. We're seeing the trend getting reversed right now. Kids are more willing to spend some time outside, and they're actually thirsty for some of those skills.
And this morning, we here at CTV had a chance to honor a woman making a difference in the community with the CTV Regina Citizen of the Year Award. Ruth Brolard has a teaching career spanning more than 50 years, was getting to 60 years basically, working in high schools and for adult literacy programs from Saskatchewan all the way to Oregon. She also volunteered for many, many worthwhile causes. She was named the 2025 Regina Citizen of the Year on New Year's Eve and officially received the honor this morning.
One place that it's fabulous. You know, I think it is well-deserved. I think when I look at the nominees and award winners over the course of the years, I believe Ruth fits right in there as well.
It's gratifying to be recognized for volunteer work because we need volunteers. There's so many needs.
Now, this marks the 23rd year CTV Regina has named a Citizen of the Year. Nominations for the 2026 award open in November.
Farley and Dijon.
One of the first things Margaret Halsey did when she moved here,
I think I want to paint my steps.
Was decorate the front entrance with her dogs.
So I wanted people to enjoy them.
Because pets, she says, help make a house a home.
They sure do.
But years later, Margaret wasn't so sure about the prospect of retiring.
It was kind of a bit of a gray period. So I was kind of feeling a bit like, what am I going to do now?
Well, she'd always spent time making art as a hobby. It wasn't until she walked along this back alley that day
I saw this naked fence, like this one,
that Margaret found a new purpose.
And I knew what I was going to do. I was going to paint dogs on that fence.
So she contacted the fence's owner and offered to paint a portrait of their pet on it, which captured the attention of other people passing.
And so people just kept looking at me and, what are you doing? And the dogs kept coming.
Then cats, too. And the more furry faces she painted for others, the more fulfilled Margaret felt herself.
And so just to come out and be, and just to share with the world, and when you're doing that, you forget you were sad.
And you see the positive possibilities, like when Margaret turned this project into a fundraiser, and donations from her pet portraits raised more than $8,000 in support of training local guide dogs.
We all have a skill, a talent. I think we can all benefit other people by sharing that passion.
And now, more than a decade later,
everybody keeps asking me, when are you going to have another fence?
This back alley animal art gallery has expanded to include a second fence a block away, a couple books telling the stories behind each portrait, and ultimately connected the community through creativity.
Well, there's lots of things that don't make people happy in the world, and I think a dog can always make someone happy.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, New Westminster.